Most people don't learn about finances at home, in high school, or even in college. Most people have to figure things out through trial and error, which is the absolute worst way to find out when you're learning about money.
Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Philip.
And we teach you what you need to know about your personal finances using words you can understand without boring you to death.
Because adulting shouldn't suck. If you're new to this channel, make sure you hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. In the comments below, let us know if you guys get coffee every day or not.
In this video, we're going to talk about 3 essential things you need to know about money in order to be a successful adult. All right, so I'm not going to lie. I struggled a lot in my early 20s. Nobody taught me about finances. I had to figure it out on my own. I mean, even if they did teach me about finances, I probably was hard-headed and didn't listen.
Probably hard-headed.
Yeah, well, maybe a little bit. So, anyways, like my mid-20s, I turned it around. I started figuring things out. Actually, I got a job at a bank and learned a lot of the financial basics. So, I'm not going to lie. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be perfect. And actually, most of these videos come from our trial and error, how we had to figure it out the hard way. Mm-hmm. And we want you to avoid doing that. So, yeah.
So like he was saying, in this video, we're going to talk about 3 basic money skills. We're going to talk about banking, we're going to talk about budgeting, and then we're going to talk about credit. We actually have a course that covers these 3 topics, and it's going to be available on our website. You should go check it out. We teach in a very simple format. We're going to use this whole crawl, walk, run format. And in the crawling phase, we're going to teach you the basics, and then we're going to let you guys put those into steps. That is going to get you to the walking, and then once you're walking, we're going to get you running, all right? And that's the layout of our course, and it's great. Again, check that out on our website, okay? adultfinancialskills.com.
All right, so first up is banking. Now, most people just sign up at the same bank their parents used, and that's what we did too. But that's also where our parents' help stopped. You're going to have a lifelong relationship with the bank because you're going to use it till you die, most likely, right? So either you're going to be using the bank or the bank is going to be using you. And it can be really frustrating if you don't understand it until you figure it out. If you figure it out.
Yeah. I still have the same bank account that I had when I got my first bank account at, 16? How old were you when you got your first bank?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah. I had to use my grandpa to get my first bank account because, yeah. But anyways, so there's a lot of different banks you can choose from, right? I mean, they all have their pros and their cons. Some have fees. Some others, don't have fees. Some have branches. Some don't have branches. So these are all things that you're going to have to look at, right? When you're picking a bank, I mean, you have to remember that these fees that they get charged or that you can get charged for like overdraft fees or just for having an account or minimum account balance fees, these are all things that the bank is going to profit from you having an account with them. So if you don't have a lot of money, then obviously you don't want to be paying a lot of fees. So make sure that you're doing your research when you're getting a bank account, because if you're not, then the bank account's just going to take your money like they do for other people that aren't knowing of these type of fees and stuff.
And they literally profit billions of dollars a year on overdraft fees.
Billions.
And there's a lot of online banks now that don't even charge overdraft fees. Mm-hmm. So choose wisely. You're going to want to have a checking and a savings account, or maybe multiple savings accounts if you have goals, right? So if you have things you want to do in life, it usually takes money in order to do it. Now, if you're not lucky enough to have like a sugar daddy or rich parents, you're going to have to work for that savings.
Oh, yeah.
And, I used to work at a bank, and most people, probably 80 to 90% of people, didn't even have a savings account, and they were living paycheck to paycheck, and they had no plan on how they're ever going to get out of that same exact spot month after month, and it sucked. So it all comes down to choosing the right bank that doesn't charge you excessive fees to even start having those things.
Yep. Which actually brings us to our next subject, which is going to be budgeting. I mean, we think it's super important that you have financial goals, because if you don't have financial goals, then you're just going to kind of stay in this stagnant place and not move forward. I mean, even if you're just saving up for like a trip or for Christmas or to buy your first car or a new car, just have a goal and then use those accounts with that bank to save for that money. All right. But budgeting is what you're going to use to balance that income that you get coming in, so you can put it to your savings and put it to your living expenses and so on and so forth. Because the more you know about money, the easier your life's going to be. If you don't know about money, then, it's going to make your life a lot more complicated, and you're going to stress out about not being able to make ends meet, and it's just not going to be as pleasurable for you. So start off right, start off early, and then you'll be better off in the end.
There's a lot of different budgeting methods out there. There's stuff like the 50-30-20 rule, which is the most common one you're going to see. And we think it freaking sucks for young adults and it's not realistic. Whereas there's a 70-10-10-10 rule, which is way better when you're just getting started out and you don't have a whole lot of money. I mean, there's a ton of different budgeting methods out there.
Yep. It's just really important that you're being realistic with how you do it, because if you don't have a realistic budget, you're not going to stick to it, and then you just wasted all that time. So,
Make
be
it realistic for your lifestyle.
Yeah. And then stick to it. And then once you actually do make a budget, right, we super totally suggest automating your budget. And that means having automatic payments go to, your accounts and to any sort of bills that you have, and then keeping your money that you have accessible to just yourself, so you're not going out of your budget. Okay?
All right, so last up is credit. And credit is something that will make your life a lot better if you use it right. It's gonna let you have the things that people can't usually pay for up front, like cars, houses, college, right? But where it gets hard is making payments. And that's where people tend to, hate life, is making payments every single month. And it makes your life a lot harder.
Yeah. Gotten to make payments on them things that you get with your credit because, you couldn't buy it in whole, so now you have to make those monthly payments to pay off that debt, right? Sucks. Just takes away from your money. But with the whole credit thing, you also need to understand how to check your credit and then what's on your credit report. Okay, these are going to be super important for you. And then you need to understand what good credit means and what bad credit means. Okay, so good credit, that's going to show lenders that are going to give you money that you're more responsible and more likely to pay your debt. If you have bad credit, that's going to show lenders that you're more of a high risk and you're less likely to pay back that money. So if they do give you money, they're going to charge you more interest and you're going to have to pay more for that thing that costs this much money instead of, paying just that much money for it, right? Because you have to pay the interest on top of it. So it's important to know these things, right? And then once you do get these credit bills, then we suggest paying them every month automatically, so you're not forgetting about anything. Automatic payments are awesome because it's going to pay that bill for you, so you don't forget. Because if you forget, then it's going to hurt your credit, and that's bad. So while we're talking about credit, we actually have a downloadable checklist that you can get, and it's going to build your credit on Autopilot. The link is going to be down in the description below, so make sure you check it out. It's awesome.
So we just got done talking about banking, budgeting, and credit, and they're literally the three most important things that you're going to have for the foundation of your finances, and we can't emphasize that enough.
If you guys want to find out more about these subjects, make sure you check out our playlist. Those links are going to be in the description below. And then again, if you guys want to take action, you guys want to really become proficient at these subjects, we do have a course on this, all right? We're going to do the whole crawl, walk, and run. Again, what separates us from everybody else is in our crawling section, okay? We're going to give you guys the information. We're going to teach you. In the walking section, all right, we're going to have you guys research these things and find out which best banks fit you and your situation. And then finally, for the running portion, we're going to have you guys implement that research and go out and get those accounts so you can go and take advantage and take control of your future. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button and smash that subscribe button, and in the comments below, let us know if you have any questions.
Make sure you share this video with your friends too.